Okay, so some of you have seen the paintings I've done with the clouds, mostly on my Facebook page. They actually turned out really well, so I kind of wanted to show you guys how I did it. This is what I'm going to show you how to do. It's a really great technique that I discovered. Well, I'm sure other people use it. I've just never really tried it before or heard of it. Wet on dry paint. Typically, when I grew up, learning how to paint, I learned by Bob Ross, and he has a really great technique. Doing wet on wet. You just start to finish the painting. But I just recently discovered letting the sky dry and then painting clouds afterwards really helps them to pop. So I want to show you guys how to do it. It's actually a really simple way of doing clouds. First thing, you just get some blue on your canvas. You can use any blue. As you see here, I did a bunch of different canvases and mixed a bunch of different blues. What have you. I try to go as dark as possible on the top, and then sometimes a little lighter here. This sky is actually a little bit more marbled. I was going for something different there. But, what have you. Whatever kind of color sky you want. So then, for the beginnings, you're going to want a big fan brush. This is my favorite one. It's really big, very clean and soft, because I'm kind of really bad about cleaning my brushes. And you're going to get into some white. And I use paint thinner to thin it down. Bob Ross uses something called liquid clear. I haven't been able to make that work, honestly. I'm not a fan of liquid clear, so I just stick with the paint thinner. But you're just going to get your paint here a little bit thin. And you're going to load your fan brush up really well. Now the cloud technique with the fan brush I did learn from Bob Ross. He just usually does it on a wet sky. So you're just going to take it and you're kind of just going to make a really big mess. Okay, so let me look at this. You're just kind of going to, and it's going to look really atrocious. Get back into my paint thinner, get back into my paint a little bit. And you're going to be doing this to your canvas and you're like, what am I doing? What have I done? It's going to be fine, just trust me. Just kind of look at it, decide where you want it to go. Sometimes I like to put in little things here. Because if you look at clouds, they're actually really pretty random. There's kind of not a lot of form to them. Okay, so we have that basis there. I'm going to set this aside. And then the next thing you want is a really clean, really soft, dry brush like this. This is one of my favorites. Very clean, very soft. And all you're going to do is just blend it. Sometimes I start with the bottom, but I kind of want to start over. No, let's start at the bottom. So you're just going to take this and you're just going to go for it. And you don't have to be light-handed with this. I kind of am a little heavy-handed because that's what's going to help form these clouds. Go over here. And I'm just using a little kind of eternity sign, little weird circular motions, kind of force the clouds into submission. It's going to be a little wispy. Go here. And over here. And then they kind of just take on their form. And you can just kind of follow. They kind of create themselves. Just kind of let it do its thing. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, I like that. So then I'm going to take a look at it. Going to get back into my white. I'm going to look at what I want to add here. So You kind of just make a little decision here, kind of like this. Decide what you want to add to the clouds you already got on there. Like that. Okay. Now I'm starting to kind of brush upwards because sometimes the wind, you know, pulls the clouds up. That's what I do more towards the end. Start to form it a little bit to give it the illusion of wind. Pulling the clouds up. There's that. There's that. These ones I don't want to ruin too much because I want them to be their little tiny break-offs of the clouds. This I'm going to actually blend together a little bit. There we go. But yeah, the dry brush is actually really great for this because you can take it and you can form the clouds. You just have to kind of do it with a little bit of confidence. Otherwise, it's not going to do what you want. Oh yeah, there you go. I don't like that though. You just kind of look at it and kind of like this little trail I have going here. I think I like this. I'm gonna yeah. And you just kind of once you get the mess on there and you start sorting through it and blending it, you'll see it'll form itself, and then you'll kind of know what to add after that. And you just kind of a little blend away, but try not to get too blendy because then your little fun clouds and stuff that kind of go away, and then you'll just have kind of a white and gray mess. So there you go. Let's get that. And brush this up a little bit. Kind of try to erase the brush strokes. I'm going to take a dry paper towel and dry the brush off a tiny bit. And then we're just going to go through here and very lightly. It's another technique Bob Ross taught me. You're just going to kind of soften out the brush strokes. Whoop. And I picked up a little too much paint. That's fine. You just brush through. Getting that on there. There we go. So it's really quick, really simple. You just have to have the patience of painting the blue on there and then giving it a few days to dry. But that's so far become, I've been painting, 20 years. This is my favorite way of doing skies. Really great.